Plaintiff Brandy DeMuth says when she started dating the defendant, she thought he was charming. However, Brandy claims she eventually learned the defendant was an habitual liar who not only lied about his job, but lied about being a professional bowler. Brandy's suing her ex for stolen money. Defendant Christopher Onesorge says when he met Brandy, she was having sex with him and his boss. And before they got together, Brandy was having sex with his roommate. Christopher claims while living with Brandy, he fell back into his gambling addiction. But he does not feel he owes Brandy for anything.
Start with you.
Well, dating this man was the biggest mistake of my life. I thought we were lovers. We first started off as like best friends, you know, and slowly but surely.
When did you all meet, or?
Probably, what was it, April last year. We met at a bar, started hanging out. One thing led to the next. Then I moved and he moved out with me.
He moved out of town?
Yeah, I moved from Iowa to Idaho. And he was charming, great personality. Everyone loved to be around him, caring. He'd do anything for you. Even my family approved of him. Until he broke my heart, I'd say. He was a habitual liar and a con artist. He lied about his job title, said he worked as a resource teacher even though he was just an assistant. He also said he was a pro bowler, which anybody can pick up a talent. Who knows if that was true. He also mentioned that
How did you find it wasn't?
I never did, I guess, but I never saw any paperwork or anything saying that he went for pro bowling.
You can go on the website and look at it.
Let me hear from you, young man.
Well, at first, when I met her, she was sleeping with me and my boss at the same time, at the bar that we met. Which,
how did you find that out?
Oh, I knew the whole time.
So then why'd you go through with it?
That was my first red flag that I should have stopped.
They were good friends.
Yeah,
It was his boss at a bar. They were good friends.
He never knew, but me and her both knew about it. He's just the only one that didn't know.
Oh.
And before that, she was with my roommate.
You threw me off. I don't know what to say now. I just don't know what to say. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I'm just going to leave it alone because you just smiling and grinning over there like it ain't no thing. So I don't know what to say. So dig that. That's what I'll say. How about that? That's the way I'd put that. Okay.
And then instead, you know, we kept talking, being friends. And then I decided to move out there to be with her. And I got out there in November of 2014. And
lo and behold, who was it this time?
It was, I don't know his name by chance, but when I got out there, she slept with a man the weekend before I even got there. And I didn't find out till I got there.
How did you find that out?
I was told.
By who?
And I asked her.
She admitted it?
She said that she was with a guy, yes. And I let that slide too, because we were at the bar talking if I should stay or not. And I still had feelings for her, so I stayed.
I lost count. How many is it last year? You knew it for less than a year by that time, right?
Yep.
Your Honor, he slept with more people too. That's just not part of the problem.
So you all never considered yourself exclusive, obviously?
Not until I moved there.
Okay. All right. Now you're making a little more sense. All right. And you didn't mind?
The first couple weeks that we were dating, I caught her sexting a man from back home. And I let that slide also, what she admitted to.
Whatever. I don't know. These days, young people, what do they call it? Hook up all the time. So you all were doing hookups with bosses and workers and cousins or something, or friends? Roommates.
Yep.
And
I met his roommate first before I met him, in a sense.
He answered the door.
Like, yeah, he answered the door.
I got you.
But also while I was out there, every Tuesday night we'd go to the casino. And when we started going back there, my gambling addiction resurfaced. And I was spending...
I'm sorry. Now you're conning to me. Come on, man.
But I went to treatment.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I came home, went to treatment. I would have come home and do treatment for family support because I didn't want to do it out in Idaho where I didn't know anybody. And now I'm 103 days clean.
All right. Now, Gamblers Anonymous, is it similar principles as Alcohol and Narcotics Anonymous?
Yep. Everybody has the same meeting. They classify gambling addiction the same as a heroin addiction.
Really?
Yep. Because you're the way they explain to you, your brain takes over. The only thing you want to think about is gambling. Where are you going to find the next fix? How are you going to get to the slot machine? How are you going to get to the table? You want to flip a quarter for $100. Can I bet on this next football game? And I let that take full effect of me, and that's why I'm standing here.
Now, when I'm trying to discourage people from drugs and getting away from their addiction because they're not in recovery, sometimes I try and shame them by calling them dope fiends or what have you. So those who aren't trying to get away from that gambling addiction, what do I call them to shame them? Gambling head, dice head?
Yeah, dice head.
Dice head.
Dice head.
All right, dice head. Or what about the ones that just do the slot machine? Slot head?
Quarter pinchers? I don't know.
All right, think about it. Give me some names so I can shame some people into getting clean from that. I didn't know it was the same way.
Yeah.
That is something. Just interesting to know. $5,000 he stole from you and you're suing him for it. Give me the circumstances and whatever else you'd like for me to know about
Okay,
the
well,
money.
Your Honor, it started on February 25th. I got a call from a credit card company stating that I owed $4,100. And I looked at Chris and I said, "What is this?" And he goes, "Oh, that's your Southwest card that he had signed me up for previously on Black Friday because you get 2 free flights if you sign up." So he signed me up as the primary account holder and put himself as the authorized user without my knowledge and racked up the card to $4,100. Next, come to find out, I had $11 in my bank account. He had taken out $2,782 altogether over like a 3 month.
How did you get access to your bank account?
Leaving my debit card at home.
So you didn't voluntarily give it to him?
I did once to get me money out,
Gotcha.
but that was it. I mean, there was no time where I said, "Here, go use my debit card,"
Right.
or anything.
Okay.
And after that, it got really fishy, so I went over to my sister's and we got online and we checked my credit, and I noticed that my Sears card was racked up to $5,000. Well, in January, it was up to like $4,000. We bought a couch and got some groceries, and he said he'd pay it off. So I believed him. Well, come to find out, he paid the measly $120 payment. He went on, used his email, signed himself up for paperless billing. So I never got any bills or anything. And altogether, he spent a little over $2,000 on that card. And so while I'm searching through this, I'm hoping this is it. You know, hopefully that's all the money he's racked up. He also signed up for a Capital One credit card without me even knowing. And they only offered him $300 because I had 2 outstanding cards already previously. Racked that up with $254. And then he also tried for 5 other credit cards on like 3 different days, like a Discover card, American Express, another Chase card, like everything.
Did you have him arrested? Did you consider it?
I considered it, yes. I was more like, I love you and, you know, you're going to change. And I was just like, I should have known. I should have known better than to even think twice about it.
Sir, what do you say to this?
Well, Your Honor, everything she is saying is true. But she gave me 90 days from when I left to pay it back in full, which she breached that agreement by filing a small claims before the 90 days was up.
He talked to you like this?
Yeah.
And you went for it, right?
Yeah, I went for everything. Everything he had.
$5,000, ma'am, is your judgment. Have a good day.
I feel like he's never going to change.
I went through rehab.
You're never going to change.
How can it?
You
I'm
did this
103
to
days
numerous
clean.
people. Numerous people,
I'm 103
Chris.
days.
Numerous.
And I never went to rehab before.
And you
until
never
now.
paid them either.
How do you not know that? You're going to believe what they say too?
How can I believe you when you're a
You-
habitual liar?
Well, that's why I went to treatment.
You're never going to change.
Okay.